Hi there, Craft and Create Club. Welcome to this month's video and happy summer. Our project this month is absolutely perfect for summer. So let's go ahead and see what's inside our box. All right, here it is. Oh, and look at that, guys. We have a ton of fun goodies in there. All right, so the first thing I see are all of these bags of sand. We've got red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, purple, pink, and then black and white. Next up, we've got these two glass bottles, and each of them should have a little cork. Then we have this little plastic funnel. And then lastly, we have 3 different little packets. So each one in it has this sticky piece of paper that's a little artwork and sand pieces, and each one is a different design. If you guys haven't guessed it yet, this month we're doing sand art, which is so perfect for summer because of the beach. We're really excited and we can't wait to get started. Okay guys, so our first project is going to be layered sand art. For this, we're going to need our bags of sand, our jars, and then our funnel. Optional from home, I'm going to use a spoon. This is just going to make it a little bit easier. And then I also have some coins over here, so I'll show you guys how we're going to use those later. And now I'm going to pick which glass jar to start with, and I think we're going to do this big one. So I'm going to take my cork and just set it off to the side, and then put my funnel right in here. What I'm going to do is a rainbow. So I'm going to start out, and I'm just going to scoop in a little bit of my black sand, and I'm going to do just enough, just enough to cover the bottom of my jar. That works. So now, keep my funnel right there, and I'm going to make sure that I tap off that extra black sand right into my bag. And now I'm going to go in with purple. Alright, now I'm just going to continue this one all the way up my bottle. Okay, so guys, now I'm near the end of my jar. And this step is optional, but what I'm going to do to make sure that it really gets sealed in there is fill it all the way up with sand. This will help so that if my jar ever gets shook a little bit, if you have too much, don't worry, because we can pour a little bit out. A little more. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push my cork in really, really, really good. And there we go, guys. This is my finished sand art bottle. Look at how cool all these layers look. Alright, guys, so here's how this jar finished out. But now I'm going to try some different stuff with this jar. And I'm also going to show you guys some different things that I learned. So, starting out with my first color, and I'm going to do a rainbow again. It's a little hard to see, but you guys can kind of tell my line's lopsided, right? So if I just tap my jar and I shake it a little bit, it'll help to level out my sand. Now with my next layer, my pink, I'll show you guys. When you go to put your sand in, if you angle your funnel this way, it'll direct all the sand to that side of the jar. So let me show you. So see how you guys can kind of see in there. The pink is only on that side. Now I am going to fill in the other sides, but that's just showing you guys how that works. And now once again, I'm going to shake it to level it. And now I'll show you with my blue. I'm going to use my light blue. This is what our coins are going to be for now. So I'm going to take a few coins and I'm just going to stack them up. And if I lean my jar on them, now I can get a slanted line with my sand. my line is slanted. And you can even shake it like that to make it more slanted. I'm going to go ahead and add my green in. Set my green, I'm going to tilt it the other way. And this part we want to be a little careful with. But I'm going to take something that has a thin end. For me, that's going to be a paintbrush. And I think I want this one because it's got a little bit thinner at the end. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to poke through the sides of my sand. We want to be careful with this not to mix our sand up too much. Alright, so do you guys see how there's like these little lines going down? That's what the paintbrush just did to it, and I thought that looked really. Last thing I'm going to do is find my cork and just pop it right into the top. And there we go. Alright guys, now we're going to move on to our 2D sand art. So, I'm just going to open these up and show you what different patterns we've got. It's a butterfly with some flowers, and then we've got all of our different colors of sand in here. This one is definitely my favorite. We've got an octopus, some coral, and then some fish. And then we've got these flowers that also have polka dots. I'm gonna do this one. So we can use, since we have so many different packs of sand, and we can also, if you'd like, use these ones. So our first step is gonna be to pick wherever we want our first color to go. I think I'm gonna do the middle of my flowers. So I'm gonna peel that off. Super easy. We want to make sure we only peel the yellow piece. And now I'm going to really carefully open up my little pack of yellow sand. And I'm just going to sprinkle some right over here. Alright, so then I'm going to sprinkle it onto every color. And you can use your finger just to spread it out a little bit. And now, you can tell I have a lot of excess sand in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually take my Crafting Crate Club box, and I'm going to take out my tissue paper, and then I'm just going to pour the extra right into here. And there we go. Our little centers are perfectly filled. Now I'm going to continue until I finish my whole picture. Alright, guys, so for my sky, I'm actually going to try something, and I'm just going to sprinkle my blues all over. Here we go, guys. Here is my flowers. I think they look super cool. Now, all you have to do is repeat with your other two patterns, and you guys are all set. Alright, now that I've done mine, I do have one tip for you guys. It would be really smart if you did this right inside your box. You can do one pattern at a time. You can peel it right in here. You can pour your sand, and then you can even shake it off. This is a really good way to use your box and to save your table a little bit so it doesn't look quite as bad as mine does. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for joining us this month. We cannot wait to see your projects. As you know, this is how my jars turned out. And this is how my 2D sand art turned out. But what we really want to see is how yours came out. So send us pictures on Facebook and Instagram. We will see you guys next month. Goodbye!